अहम आकाशवत् सर्वं बहि अंतर्गत अच्युत सदा सर्वसम शुद्ध निस्संग निर्मल अचल. Like space, I fill all things within and without. Changeless, always the same in all, ever pure, unattached, stainless, and motionless am I. Bahir ANTAR-GATAH. I am all-pervading, internally and externally, in everything, much like the all-pervading space that I see. The Atman fills everything, existing both outside in the external world and inside within us. In the external world of Shariratrayam, the three bodies, and Bahya Prapancha, external world, I am the existence principle, the principle of Sat. In the internal world of thoughts and emotions, in the Manas, and all its associates parts like Ahankara, Chitta and Buddhi, I am the consciousness principle or the principle of Chit. This filling within and without has a very deep significance within when one meditates on the expression. When one does get a glimpse of Atman in the depth of meditation, then and then only can he experience that whole soul, wholesome, pure awareness within, and then when he sets into the world, in all apparently diverse objects in the world also, he is unable to experience anything other than that whole soul, pure awareness existence. AAKAASHA-VAT. Meditator is drawn away from this objective world and is shown a glimpse of all-pervading self by introducing the expression AAKAASHA-VAT or space for expressing self. For a sadhaka who is yet to experience self within, nothing can be as all-pervading, as expansive like space, which is anantam and which contains all other four elements, air, water, fire, earth in it. And this entire creation is but a combination of these five elements. Avadhuta, who does not accept any Vedanta or Upanishad and starts from where Upanishads end, even he uses this expression Gaganopamam, that space I am, for expressing that self which is otherwise inexpressible. Avadhuta Gita verse says, Prayatnena vinayena nischalena chala achalam grastam swabhavatah shantam chaitanyam gaganopamam. The unmoving one who without effort possesses all that is movable and immovable is consciousness and is naturally calm like this space. Like in one of the satsang talks on a bhajan, we all focused on Krishna, only Krishna, so that all other objects in this creation and even the creation itself disappeared and only Krishna remained, where ultimately we went through the process in that talk where Krishna comes closer to us, is parallel to us, and then merges within us, or we merge in that Krishna, and then we see this creation afterwards through the eyes of Krishna. Nayan Nayan me sai om. Here Acharya takes us to meditate on Akasha, space, to take us away beyond all other aspects in the creation, so that ultimately even that space merges within us and we exist alone. If anyone listening to this talk remembers the space meditation which was given to few sadhakas many years before, more than a decade before, in which sadhakas together with him meditated on space with nothing other than space, no matter at all other than space, and in a spark. In that momentless moment, they went beyond space to that pure consciousness, pure awareness. The only simile that can compare with our expanding consciousness is space itself. That is captured in I fill all things within and without. Space, as inspiring and expansive as it is just a concept in the mind. We can only compare the self to it, but the self goes beyond it. It has no second to be compared with. In the following descriptions, I refers to that pure consciousness which is beyond space. You can add I am to all these following expressions contained in this verse. For example, I am Achyutah. Similarly, you have to add I am to all other expressions coming one after the other. Achyutah. I never ever fall to the dualities of samsara, and I am always my own protector and savior. I have no arrival or departure. I have no such limitations. SADAA SARVA-SAMAH. I am the same to everyone. I exist everywhere and equally in all. Sarva. All the time. SADAA. I have no differences based on any mundane distinctions like caste, religion, status, and so on. All namarupas which differentiate all beings and objects have no relevance for me, the pure consciousness. SHUDDHAH. I am self-evident. I do not need any proof for myself. I am the proof of everything else as the one consciousness principle enlightening all others. NISSANGAH. I am not related to, not connected to, and not attached to anyone or anything in the creation. For worldly matters, vyavahara, I may be a father, son, wife, and so on. But I have no attachments to these names and forms, which come at some point of time and space and go at some other point of time and space. They are all ephemeral and transitory. In meditation, I negate all these relationships as binding forms and look upon myself as ever free. NIRMALAH. There are no disturbances and no impurity in me from any worldly relationships and attachments. Even good remembrances come after us and disturb us. Good or bad, I am free of all past, present, and future relationships and occurrences. I am free of anxieties, sorrows, and all effects of samsara. Sage from Ananda Kutir explains Atman as Nirmala, pure. He says, Atman is changeless and untouched. He explains that the Atman is unaffected by karma, pleasure, or pain. Just as either space inside a jar is not affected by a smell of garlic, which is contained in the jar, the Atman is unattained by its association with limiting adjuncts like body and mind. Atman is impersonal. It is not a personality, but it is pure consciousness, calm and infinite. It is the silent witness, sakshi, to all modifications of the mind and nature. It is beyond the gunas. Atman is free from the three gunas. It is Satchidananda. Atman is existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. Because it is absolute, it cannot have spots, impurities, or divisions. It is the witness. Impurity lies only in the manas and vasanas. The Atman is the light that illumines these thoughts, but it is separate from them. The sage uses the dirt removing dirt analogy, and he explains that the pure higher mind must be used to destroy the impure lower mind. When the mind is purified and rests in the Atman, it realizes its own inherent purity. In one of the messages given couple of months, after existing in samadhi for a long time, he whispered through his message, all other expressions, satyam, jnanam, anantam, ananda, aloneness, nameless, formless, are all but just annexures or explanations or adjectives. If I may say in one expression what I am, then I can just say I am pure. Nothing in this creation has touched that pure existence. Achala, when no relationships and occurrences bind me, none of them can shake me. People around me are born and they also die. They undergo the travails of samsara. Even this body is undergoing all changes like the 6 changes which we know, ending with death. But I, the Atman, remain unshaken and unmoved. I as consciousness is knowledge myself, and even the most difficult situations cannot shake me. Ishopanishad verse 4 and 5 says that non-dual Atman, though never stirring, is swifter than the mind. The senses cannot reach it, for it moves ever in front. Though standing still, it overtakes others who are running. Because of Atman, Vayu, the world soul, apportions the activities of all. The main expression here is it moves and it moves not. It is far and likewise near. It is inside all this and it is outside all this. We are talking about Achala, motionless. The verse says, while the whole creation energized and illumined by the pure consciousness which I am, I illumine, I energize the whole creation which moves. But me, the consciousness, is ever motionless, with no movement, ACHALAH. This verse is intended for nididhyasana, deep contemplation. The seeker is encouraged to shift their identity from their mind, changing ego, to this vast space-like awareness by recognizing that one is ACHYUTAH, NIRMALAH. The burdens of fear, expectations and attachments naturally fall away. Hari Om Tat Sat.